of Crystal Sews and stuff here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Welcome back to the channel today. Today I wanted to share with you my review of Vogue 1643. So this is the pattern. And I did view B, which is the main photo on the pattern cover. And I made this for the September Sew Your View challenge on Instagram, which is run by That's So Monica. And this year, the main host was, September month was hosted by a girl from the garden. And I'll leave a link to the Sew Your View Instagram hashtag below so you can check out all the many different makes of this jacket. So anyway, Vogue describes this jacket as a semi-fitted jacket, and I would say that it definitely is. And I sewed a size 12 for the jacket, and then I graded out from the waist and the hips to a size 14. And I used this cotton. It's a cotton. I think it might have some wool in it, but I'm not 100% sure. Woven fabric that I picked up from Chic Fabrics in New York City. I had to go back and look at my videos to remember where I picked this up. But I saw in my video the same fabric that I just bought. And this is the pink fabric from Chic Fabrics in New York City. And I'll leave a link to their phone number below so you can call them if you're interested in purchasing to see if they have this fabric available. But anyway, I also trimmed it with a navy blue ribbon. I used 1-inch ribbon and the pattern calls for 1.5-inch ribbon. But I had a whole lot of 1-inch ribbon that I picked up in New York as well. And I wanted to go ahead and use that. So I decided to use my 1-inch ribbon instead. And then I used, that was for the navy ribbon. And then I used white ribbon that I picked up from Joann Fabrics here by my house. And I used, the pattern calls for 16 7/8 shank buttons. And shank buttons, if you didn't know, are the ones with the little, that you have to sew on with the hook in the back and it doesn't have the holes in it. So anyway, it calls for 16 7/8 inch buttons. But I decided to, since I had a smaller width of ribbon, I decided to use 3/8 inch buttons on the pockets. So it has one chest pocket and two big pockets on the sides. But since I used a smaller ribbon, I decided to go with the 3/8 inch buttons. But then I saw that they had the same button in the larger size. These are the 1-inch buttons. I decided to go ahead and use 1-inch buttons instead of the 3/8 inch buttons that I used for the rest of the jacket. And so I did 3 buttons, 3/8 inch buttons on the pockets, and then I used 3 buttons on each wrist. So that's what I did here. And these buttons, I'm sorry, the light is going in and out. Anyway, these buttons, this doesn't open. This design, the pattern calls for you to just sew the buttons together for this opening right here. I guess you could fashion it so that you could put buttons in, but the pattern calls for you to sew in the buttons to attach the two sides of the arm pieces. So that's what I did. I'm trying to think of other changes that I made. I also did not use the buttonholes because I wanted to wear it open. So I opted not to put in the buttonholes. I might go back and do that at some point, but right now I like the way it looks wearing it open, and I didn't want to mess up the pretty ribbon because I put a lot of effort into that ribbon. So attaching the ribbon was pretty easy. I have a quick little clip of showing that I just really edge stitched the side of the ribbon. I just did all the ribbon at once, and I just edge stitched really close here to attach the ribbon, and then I attached the ribbon on top per the directions. And when you make this, when you do that, you do need to make sure you do extra, because I ended up making it too short. I had enough, because I did the pockets first. The ribbon on the pockets first, of course, according to the directions. But I ended up not having enough ribbon to go all the way around, so I had to re-sew down the ribbon, because I was just, like I'm telling you, like this much short. So I had to do that over again. So I have some extra ribbon right here. So I don't know what I'm gonna use this extra ribbon for. I'll use it in another project or on something for the kids. So anyway, make sure you just do a little bit extra so you don't come up short like I did. And I have a quick little clip showing how I attach the ribbon. Okay, so this is how I'm lining up my ribbon to sew it straight. I did this before, but I made it too short, so I cut a little extra length this time. So anyway, what I'm doing is lining up with my edge stitch foot. So the white ribbon is here on the edge stitch foot, and then the blue ribbon is here on this magnetic. This magnet is part of. I have a seam guide like this, but Charles took out the actual magnet, so that's missing. So I found this other magnet. So I'm using that. I have another one somewhere, but anyway, this is what's working. So I have this magnet lined up here. So I'll keep that lined up there, and then this lined up to that line, so I can keep everything straight. So that's how I'm going to continue sewing that down. Okay, so I'm sewing down the ribbon, and I pinned my ribbon a ½ inch from the seam, and the pattern says to sew it on the seam edge, but my blue ribbon is only 1 inch instead of 1½ inch according to the directions. And so I decided to sew it a ½ inch over. And I'm edge stitching it using my edge stitch foot so this is at a ½ inch. And I figured that out because this part is got to leave room for the facing to attach. So that way it'll come up and line up on the edge. And I noticed when I did my pockets that they're not all the way on the edge like the picture, but I kind of like it like this, so I think I'm going to just leave it like that. Alright. And so let me just show you a little more edge stitching. And I'm using kind of my finger as a guide because that's about a ½ inch. So that's how I'm measuring this down. Okay, and so I'm just continuing that. Okay, so next I'm going to show you the lining. I had some issues cutting with the lining. I was initially going to use I used this blue crepe back satin right here for the arms. And then I used this, a lighter weight cotton for the main bodice of the lining in this blue polka dot. I don't know if you can see it. Let me show you a little closer. So I used this blue and white polka dot I had in my stash. I really don't know where that came from. But this blue crepe back satin I got from Metro Textiles in New York. And then I had this blue and white dot fabric, polka dot fabric in my stash, probably from a stash sale. But anyway, I had some issues cutting out the fabric because I think I just didn't pin it down enough or something. But either way, the fabric shifted, and I went to go pin to mark all of my darts and everything, and I was like, why is this not lining up? What's going on? And I had cut one of the linings and it went crooked, so I had to recut the lining. So I recut it with this blue and white polka dots, and I really like how it looks together with the blue and white. So that's what I did. And I hand stitched the opening here for the sleeves. on both sides. On both sides right here. And then you can see where I put in the buttons on the back. So, and I did the pattern calls for mitered corners. Oh no, the mitered corners were on the sleeves. So it took me a minute. That was step like 29 right here on how to do this. So make sure you pay close attention if you make this one up to this step, because it took me a minute to figure out what they were talking about. And make sure you mark every single thing, because I had it marked, but I just couldn't figure out which way to lay it. But I did figure out. So this is the sleeve, and it's attached to the undersleeve right here, and then you swoop the undersleeve back to for the corners to match. So this part is on the right side, and then you have the right sides of the undersleeve to the main sleeve, and then you sew it down at a little angle where the markings are. So it's very important that you make sure you mark every little single mark on this pattern, because I don't think this pattern was particularly difficult, but it was just a lot of steps. There are about 64 steps in total for this pattern, for this view right here. So make sure you do mark every little thing. And let me say, I'm going to show you one more thing that I did get caught up on in the pattern. And that was, I could not, it took me a minute. And if you've been sewing for a while, you already probably know this. But the front dart, the pattern piece has, it has the darts coming down. But then there's an inside dart right here. And I'll try to get a close-up of it and put in a picture. But basically, there's an outside dart and an inside dart. And the outside dart is your stitching line for your dart. And the inside dart is the cutting line, because you have to cut open the darts only up to the markings here. So make sure you mark. So you mark your main dart like you would with your tracing paper and tracing wheel, and then you go back in and you trace out your cutting line dart. So make sure you're very accurate with making those marks, and make sure you match up your size with the outside dart to the inside dart. So that was one thing I got a little bit caught up on, and I asked a girl from the garden, and she showed me a picture, and there are also pictures further down in the pattern, and I kind of figured it out from those two what exactly. See, here's the picture right here. Let's see, can it focus? So you see how it has the outside dart right here, and then it's cut open right here. So the inside lines of that dart marking are telling you to cut it there, and the outside markings are the stitching lines. So I just thought you guys should know that. And finally was the lining. I had some issues. One, when I added the 1/2 inch from the waist out, it ended up poofing out way too much. So I took it into my sewing class, and Blondell helped me show me how to bring it in. So what we did was we marked the side seams, and then used tracing paper to copy every single mark to show. We did an angle for each of the side seams to bring in that, because it was coming out like this, like a bell. So it was just way too wide. So she showed me how to bring that in on all the seams, and we used tracing paper to just copy the exact way we traced out each marking to bring it in. So that's what we did. And then I tried, first I had issues hemming it. So first I tried to just hand stitch the lining straight to the main fabric to hem it. But it started puffing out some when I did that. So I unpicked that, And then I tried to bag the lining, but it really puffed out even more. So the third time I decided to do a catch stitch, which is, it shows the X's when you sew it. And I'll leave a link to one of the videos that shows you how to do that. But basically it has X's. When you sew it, it has X's. It crosses over each other. So that helps it give it more movement and helps it to lay a little bit better. So I had to hand sew it a couple times, well, twice, 2 or 3 times to get that right. So those are the things that I changed, all my alterations. Also brought it up on I think I said that I brought it up on the petite lines because it has lines for petite, which is for persons 5'3" and under, which I am. So I had a petite line here as well as a little bit lower, and I brought it up 1 inch. But I think if I make this again, and I'll show. So if I make this again, I do have a stool this time because somebody said they were scared for me standing on the chair. So I do have a stool. But if I make this, it doesn't close all the way on me. I mean, it kind of does, but not exactly. And I think it's because my waistline is still a little bit too low, because I'm a little shy of 5'2", so I probably needed to bring it up even further than the marking. So make sure when you do your muslin and all that. And I did muslin and tissue. I tissue fitted and muslin this, and I didn't catch that that error. But we did take in the shoulders by 5/8 inch. But anyway, I didn't catch that the waistline is still a little bit low, and if it was higher, see, it would close a bit better. But anyway, I still love it. I love how it turned out, and I love the fit on it. The sleeves, the sleeve length with the petite lines was perfect on me. But I still should have probably raised the waistline just a little bit better so that the hip curve could actually hit my hips, where my hips come out. So anyway, live and learn. But if I make this again, I'll probably do the shorter version, which is view A. But I don't know if I'll do all the contrast. I'll probably still do the solid with the stripes, but with the shorter version. Anyway, I love this pattern. I highly recommend it. I would say, just take your time. Don't expect to have this done in a day or two. For me, it took a couple weeks. So, and that's because I took my time. I did a tissue fit, I did a muslin, and I still had some adjustments even after all that. But I think it was well worth it. It has a Gucci-esque vibe. I'm not that into Gucci and stuff like that, or super big brandy names, but I think it's one sharp suit with my version jacket. So I might make a skirt to go with it. I don't know. I might make a skirt to go with it. But I did, when I wore it for my Instagram pics, I wore it with some checkered pants that I made in my sewing class last year. And I think they look really cute. And I wore it with my Ogden tank. And it looks good also with jeans and this Lago tank. This is the Lago tank from Itch to Stitch Patterns, which is a free pattern. And I'll leave a link to that too as well. But I think it looks just as cute and with jeans and a little tank. So anyway, this is my jacket, and I highly recommend this pattern. Here are some pics and twirls of me on the deck wearing it. Vogue 1643. If you have any other questions on the pattern, let me know in the comments below. And now I just wanted to do my little giveaway, and I did a random draw. I put in all the names of people who said they were interested in the Berta magazine, and the winner was Melissa Linares YT, who also has a channel here on YouTube. Congratulations, Melissa. I know you'll get great use of the patterns in this August 2019 issue of the Berta magazine, and I'll be chatting with you on Instagram so that I can send it out to you. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you next time. Oh, anyway, I wanted to show you what I'm working on next. So the next thing that I'm working on is this McCall's 7993, and I'm going to be doing view C. And the fabric that I'm using is this eyelash fabric that I picked up, that I was sent from Minerva.com. I don't know if you can see real close. So anyway, it has like little eyelash, I think it's called eyelash fabric, and it's in this beautiful sky blue. And I think this pattern is perfect for this fabric. So that is what is next on the cutting block. And I'm also trying to figure out exactly what I want to do for which fabric I'm going to use for my little combo, my hackable pattern, hackable make, that's what I'm saying. And like I said before, I'm mashing these fabric patterns together. This is Simplicity 8512, and I am gonna do, I did decide I'm gonna go ahead and do view D, which is the one sleeve version, and pair it with the pants from New Look 6446. And I originally picked out this fabric right here for it, and this has all the chains on it, but I'm just concerned that the print might be too big for the pattern for the top part, because I didn't realize, I thought these were darts, and wait a minute, I thought these were darts right here, but they're princess seams, and I think it will break up the chains too much. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use this brown suede, faux suede fabric instead. So put a little the blue eyelash stuff got on it, but anyway, I'm thinking I'm gonna use this blue faux suede from Metro Textiles that I just picked up. So I think I might do that one, and I think that'll be cute. And then I'm thinking I might make a fur coat to match it. So y'all extra. Oh, hold on, let me show you the fur coat. So this is the faux fur coat fabric that I bought from Hearts Fabric last year. So I'm thinking that would look good with the brown in a jumpsuit. So anyway, those are my thoughts on that project. So those are the two projects I'm kind of working on. I cut out the sweater dress already. The other one, I just made some alterations to the top. And so I'm trying to work out a definite plan for that. So I'm thinking either I'll do the beige, or I'll do, the, not beige, brown, the camel brown in the jumpsuit. I think that'll be kind of cute. Or the blue with the chains, but I'm just thinking it might break up the what do you call it? Princess seams will break up the pattern a little bit too much. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. What do you think? What would you do for that project? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to talking to you guys next time. Take care. Bye.